Janice, shut the fuck up. If you were here, the day I did the breakdown of the album, I said Janice, shut the fuck up was the one. I did. We gotta break down who Janice is because we've been hearing multiple things, okay? One thing we've been hearing is Janice is a exec at UMG, but some other people got other thoughts on who Janice could be. Let's check that out right now, family, okay? So currently, Janice Shut the Fuck Up is now Drake's top streamed song on Apple Music. Let's see what facts we got on Janice Shut the Fuck Up. So we got this, you know, one thing about it, when these albums drop, you got people doing these detailed breakdowns, and Drake gave us a lot. I mean, the detail Drake had on this album was so well executed. Mind you, Drake paid for this entire rollout by himself. Every video by himself. When you see the CNN towers lit up, Drake paid for that by himself, okay? This is all out of Drake's pocket, okay? 15 million plus on CN tower alone. The live streams, the eye sculptures. Listen, the boy over-delivered. That's a fact. That's a fact. So let's break down what we got here. As most of you probably know by now, in the Marvel Comics, Iceman's real name is Bobby Drake. So Drake is basically telling us he's Bobby Drake on this album. But I don't think that's the only Bobby Drake is embodying. I think Drake also personifying Bobby Basalary from The Sopranos. If you watch the show, Bobby is usually the quiet, nice guy that the whole mafia treats like a total pushover. But in season 4, episode 11, something happens. He completely snaps on Janice Soprano in a mall food court and tells her to shut the fuck up. He was just entirely sick of her manipulative, toxic energy and couldn't take it anymore. And I'm pretty sure I figured out who Janice is supposed to be.
Like, she's dead and I'm here.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Now, right here, you got Bobby Basalary telling Janice to shut the fuck up, right? Something it comes from this, stems from this. Now, what he's saying in the breakdown, Kendrick is literally Janice Soprano in Drake's eyes. On the show, Janice always acts like she was this deeply spiritual, woke, fake, holy healer type. But behind closed doors, she was just a hypocrite using everyone around her for her own benefit. Look at the lyrics on the Janice Shut the Fuck Up song. On that song, Drake says, "White kids listen to you because they feel some guilt, and that's how your soul gets fulfilled. Handing out turkeys on camera inside of your hood, then you go back to the hills." All right. And he then goes on to say Janice could also apply to Jay-Z. Janice Soprano is that quote-unquote old guard who thinks her last name means she can do whatever she wants and pull strings from the shadows. When Drake is saying the jig is up, he's letting them know they can't bully him anymore. Now, I think he was stretching it with this Janice here. And the first one is maybe even a possible stretch, but I can understand the double entendre layers to it. But you also got people who think it's Janice Jose. Now, who is Janice Jose? Janice Jose is head of brand partnerships, Universal Music Group, business development, strategy, sales, and partnership leader in music and entertainment. Now, let's find out if it's this Janice Jose. Who is Janice Jose? Or Janice Jose? Janice Jose's position at Universal Music Group. Janice Jose is a senior regional director, new business at UMG. She is based in St. Monica, California, and oversees new business initiatives for UMG's brand in the Asia Pacific and South Korea regions. Her role involves leading and developing new business opportunities, which can include brand partnerships, strategic collaborations, and market expansion efforts. She has a background in regional account management and sales with prior experience at companies such as Fox, Star Media, and AdBox Advertising. Janice holds a Bachelor of Arts in Advertisement from the University of Santo Thomas. So, she is actually based right here out of Santa Monica, California, but she also is in control of UMG initiatives in the Asia Pacific and South Korea regions. I'm gonna be honest with you, family. This could definitely be about this Janice. I'm gonna be honest. This could definitely be about this Janice. I'm gonna be real. Drake is beefing with the labels. There's a lady who is the senior regional director at UMG named Janice. 1 and 1 might be equaling 2. All right, 1 and 1 might be equaling 2. He blocking everything Drake do right now, even that pitchfork. Yo, we gonna speak about pitchfork. Trust me, we bringing up pitchfork. That's right around the corner. By the way, my brother, baby, I appreciate you tapping in. All right. So in the song Janice, you know, there are some entendres going on at minimum. You could say he's speaking about himself as a mob boss. Of course, we know he has quote unquote mob ties. I can say it from that angle. I can say it from the angle of, yo, I really don't see Janice being Kendrick or Jay-Z. I feel like he kept it very clear when he was speaking to Kendrick and Jay-Z, all right? He speaks to Jay-Z in that song. I don't feel like Janice is Jay-Z in the song. You know, if I'm betting my dollars, I'm gonna go that Janice is this Janice Jose. I'm gonna go with that. Based right out of Santa Monica, California, all right? That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, Janice. Now, they're also saying the symbolism in the video, which I wish we could watch, but we really can't. I'm gonna have to watch it and break it down next stream. They're trying to say Beyonce is the woman in the Janice video right here. She's supposed to be Beyonce, okay? Family, I need to know your thoughts on the album. How do you feel about it? We're working on 72 hours. You know, I haven't listened to anything else. I want to know how you feel about it, what you've been listening to, how you feel about the album. Again, one thing I told you is Drake paid out of pocket for this entire rollout. This is a breakdown of what it took to ice out the CNN tower. It wasn't an easy task, okay? Let's check it out.
We're here on the roof where these projectors have just iced out the CN Tower for Drake's new album, Iceman. But you're probably wondering, how did they pull this off?
Projections are live.
They're using 75 projectors, which alone costs $15 million. And the CN roof is just one location where these are set up. The other two are at ground level around the CN Tower. And this all started just 3 weeks ago when Toronto's Anil Mohabir got a call from Drake's team, also known as Dream Crew. He's done some of these marketing stunts for Drake in the past. Remember this? Yeah, that was him too.
So Dream Crew calls, they had this vision from Drake, and they were like, is this even possible? And I, kind of immediately always wanted to say yes. But I'm like, okay, give me a little bit of time. And we kind of came back and I was like, hey, I got a crazy idea. Like, I think we should do the CN Tower. And they were like, yes. And from then on, we jumped right into testing. We had about 3 weeks.
And this project, clearly, was no easy feat. 40 of these projectors were from Canada, but the rest, they had to be shipped from Germany. And some of these projectors needed such special lenses, they were sourced from Dubai. Not only did he figure out how to project this design, but he also helped create it.
We had almost over 300 people touch just this project alone. I like to tell everyone, they've seen a 4K TV before. This one is basically a 13K on each side of the CN Tower.
Oh my.
Now, in terms of the design, it's a blue and white animation that makes it look like the structure has been iced out. And the CN Tower, they're in on it. They shut down the tower, and this team has control of the lights as part of its production. And for Mohabir, this is more than just a stunt in the city he grew up in.
We're just a bunch of kids from Toronto that kind of had crazy ideas and crazy dreams.
Yo, this tower does look crazy. It does look crazy, gang. Come on, gang. Crazy.
Kind of through the conduit of Drake, we're given the opportunity to execute at a really high level. So everything we're doing is surreal and almost unbelievable that we did it.
Fire. Okay. Let's see here. What the hell? Okay. What else, Drizzy? Now, I remember this. I'm going to tell you, this is when I know I'm getting old. I remember when this initially dropped. I remember the first day. All right. So Drake, as per usual, he re-drops this screenshot of people hating on the album Take Care. Now, typically he does this when he drops a impactful album. Okay. I think he did this when Scorpion dropped as well. Okay. He always kept this one screenshot from the beginning of his career when everybody was hating on Take Care. Let's see what some of these comments said. I agree with the review. Drake lost some respect with this one. In my own opinion, he should have backdated the release date and done a better CD. I think his album was weak, repetitive, boring at times. Nothing new, nothing exciting, same old, blah. Too much singing for me. I'm obviously a gangster, so don't fuck around. Thank me later. Now, I'm gonna tell you, this nigga had the Notorious B.I.G. I remember this album. It was like an album put together by Eminem. It was actually fire. Forgot the name of it, but this cover just brought me back there. R.I.P. to Biggie. Okay, this person has Thank Me Later over Take Care.
What?
Oh, you was high. You was real high. Thank Me Later over Take Care. Features went harder on Thank Me Later. Classic verses from all of them. The rapping was better and no track had to be skipped. Take Care has a few I don't really like. Good album, but not great. All right, so Drake counter reposts this in the midst of dropping Iceman. Now, Drake is expected to break record for most #1 albums for any rapper in Billboard 200 history. He will surpass Jay-Z. Fire. Total. Because there's a lot going on. Drake's 3 newest albums are currently projected to sell a combined 700,000 to 800,000 units in their opening week. Iceman with 480 to 520,000, which I called. Maid of Honor with 115,000 to 135,000, and Habiti with 110,000 to 130,000. All right? Okay. The Cold War is over and it made us even colder. Yo, this line of change that came out with this album, crazy. The Cold War is over and it made us even colder. That's hard.